a little bit more about you. Where were you born? Where were you raised?
Exactly.
Let us know
Go
a
ahead.
little bit more about Lily Lopez.
Right. What I studied, what I wanted to do, what I didn't do,
Exactly.
how I got to where I am. Interesante. My mother would have to train me. My father owned a little restaurant in downtown. We would get off the bus. We're talking about Matt.
Don't say that you're.
Mundo poor. No, but we're poor. Cubans from Cuba. Mira la manito. Okay. Remember, people are going to say, qué niña más linda. And ¿y qué tú vas a decir? Well, you're going to say, gracias. They're going to say, ¿cómo está la niña? And you're going to say, bien, gracias, y usted. So I was trained because I would not talk. That's me. And then I have a cousin would say, what did I do to you? What happened that you talk so much? I guess I was shy when I was a kid, and then I just evolved. But I was a very quiet little girl. And so now I just grew up in Little Havana, like the story of so many Cubans. Went to Shenandoah Elementary, and junior high, Miami High. Then I went to St. Thomas University, Miami-Dade College.
Wow.
I'm a Hall of Fame at Miami-Dade College, 2008 Hall of Fame. Then I went to St. Thomas University. I wanted to be a lawyer, so I studied political science and journalism. And I started to work at the Spanish American League Against Discrimination because my mother got very ill. I wanted to be a lawyer, importante, abogada. And I remember a very prominent lawyer, I'm not going to give names, but like 3 years ago, he said, he's a top lawyer. I'm glad you were not a lawyer. I would not like to be in a courtroom with you. And he's really one of the best. I said, why? He said, oh, don't get me started. So I wanted to be a lawyer, and then my mom got very ill. She had lung disease. Nobody smoked, but be it as it may, she got very ill. I got very scared, so I couldn't go to law school. So a friend of mine said, you know what? They're looking for executive director of the Spanish American League Against Discrimination with Dr. Osvaldo Soto, very prominent lawyer. Actually, they're going to name the courthouse in his honor.
Wow.
So for me, it was great to work for him. And so I got hired, and the founding chairman of SALAD, that's the acronym, was Dr. Eduardo Padron, the president of Miami-Dade College. Dr. Padron es una institución. Dr. Padron is like the best of the best. So imagine there I was, a young girl, working for these two men, and stubborn as I was, they would tell me, vete a la radio, tenemos que hablar de la discriminación, we have to do all those many things. Yo a la radio, pero mijita, tú puedes hacerlo. ¿Y cómo usted sabe? Porque yo sé que tú puedes. So this is what you young people need. Someone to believe in you and say that you can do it. There I was doubting myself, even though I'm a communicator, but they sent me to the radio, to the TV, this and that. So I did so many things, and it's because of them that I was able to do so much. And that's how my career started. So I wasn't able to go to law school because then my mother got very ill. Then I had to stop working at Salad, and then I taking care of her. And then she hung on to life a little bit. And a friend of my brother's said, you know what, Miss Lily, they would call me Miss Lily. You know what? You know how to talk. You know how to write. You know, you're good with people, with marketing, public relations. We need a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that represents the younger generations, los hispanos de Miami. I'll give you office. I'll give you employees. And that way you can take care of Margot, your mother. And that's how it started. That's how we started, so I could take care of her. And then 2 years after, when she passes away, there she is lying in bed. She said, no puedo creer esto. Mi hijita en esta camarita de comercio, tan capacitada, tan de todo, pasando trabajo. And then I said to her, pero si yo estoy haciendo esto por ti para cuidarte.
That's
You're
crazy.
talking about, right?
What do you think she'll say now?
Well,
How many years has passed since that conversation?
It must have been like 30, 28 years. 28 years.
What do you think she'll say now?
Well, she probably would have not believed what's happening, right? Yeah, with my life and the support that we've received and everything that has happened in the organization, right? She wouldn't believe it. She'd say, mi hija tan capacitada pasando trabajo. Because it's hard. The beginnings are always very hard, but I did it for her.
So how do you do it? Because that's something I feel that I was asking Jazz, hey, what do you think I should ask Lily? And he said, you know, you should ask her, how does she do it? Because it's a lot what you do. It's from one event to another, and it's a big responsibility.
It is.
So how do you do it?
I don't know. I guess I got used to it immediately, and it was something that I probably was meant to do. Like, I think it's like sent from above that I have that ability, and I don't see it as a big thing. It's interesting. I don't see it as a big thing, but everybody tells me, "How do you do it?" I said,
That's how I feel.
"I'm not doing anything spectacular. I'm just
Doing what we're called to do.
doing, and I enjoy it very much." But it's true what you're saying. It's when I think about it, it's like every 3 or 4 weeks we have like 300, 400 people. The following is great, and I guess I think of the members first, what they would want. So I know in my mind, I know how things work with so many years of experience, and I know what the members want, and I try to give them the best because I always say I'm going to give the member what I would want for myself. So that's how it is.
What motivates you think, to be able to do what you do and everything that you do for us members?
I think that as a Hispanic woman, we sometimes, Hispanic women, we're the last name on the list of. We don't sit in corporate boards. We're not really regarded as anything important. Miami's a little bit different, but in corporate America, Hispanic women, they're nowhere. Even though Hispanic women are the fourth, if they were an economy, it's the fourth largest economy in the world. At the U.S. Hispanic Chamber, when I was in Kansas City, that you and I communicated, there was a research study, and they came with all the information that Hispanic women, business owners, they'd be the fourth largest economy. But then again, you don't see corporate America naming any Hispanic women, like maybe 2%. So I'm a strong believer that we have to help women, Hispanic women, because we're not as valued and as respected as Anglo women or African American women. Hispanic women are the last ones on the list, and I'm going to be speaking about this all the time until my last days, because it's important. Because Hispanic women, we are mothers, we're daughters. We work. Wives, exactly. And we do so much. And still, we don't figure anywhere. And I've called a lot of companies out. I'm not going to say it today. But I call companies, corporate America, by names. Call them out because it's the way it has to be. We're here. We work. We do so much.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think is the mission? I didn't know that you started the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't know that.
Una primicia. Something new here.
So... do you essentially own the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce?
Hey, baby. It's the baby.
You're blowing me away, by the way. I never knew that. So what's the mission of the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce today?
It's to promote businesses, primarily Hispanic-owned businesses, but at the same time, if you're not Hispanic, to open the doors for those companies that are not Hispanic to enter the Hispanic market. So it's really to connect, and I enjoy connecting people so much. And seeing how people make business, they do business with one another. I think that's so important. And I have it as a passion inside me to help businesses.
How has it evolved since the time that you started it to now that the mission? Has the mission changed?
I don't think it's changed because still at this point in time, Hispanics are not really valued as much, right? Hispanics, if you just have to leave Miami to see, if you go to other cities.
Yeah, it's very different.
El hispano no es igual en otras ciudades. No es igual. So we're like in a little bubble. We're like...
But also in a city that has constantly evolved. Do you think that's the Miami evolving, the way it's evolved has changed the mission of the chamber? Or you think the mission was always the same and the city caught up to the mission?
I think what has happened is that there's 70% of the population that's Hispanic, right? So this is big. But there are some people that are Hispanic that when they get up there, they forget their roots. And what do? They don't support so much Hispanic initiatives, Hispanic organizations. They think they are Anglos already. They are white Americans. And I know we're white and whatever, but I know that in the US they call us Hispanic like if it were a race, even though it's not. But that's what I see that happens a lot with corporate America. They forget. The people that are Hispanics that are in corporate America, they forget and they're already in. They're being, congratulations on what you did. So they become very... more, not Anglo, but they become a little bit, they forget about their roots.
Yeah, they forget
where
they come from.
Where they come from. Hispano, ayuda hispano.
That's why I was asking, how would your mom feel about where you're at right now? And I feel she would be so proud of you.
I guess, even though she was strict, ella era tremenda. Era fuerte. Era fuerte.
But I think she'll be so proud of you because everything that you've done, you started it for her.
Exactly,
but you've continued it for people like me and my parents.
And I figured, what happened to me that I realized once I was there, I said, I'm not going to leave this because I like it. And I think I was really meant for this. I was meant for this, for the nonprofit world and for helping business and connecting people. That's not my expertise. Some people tell me, oh, I want to meet you, but you never said hi to me. I say, well, come to me, please. At the events, I stand on stage waiting for everybody to come, and everybody says hello to me. I don't even have lunch. So if you want to connect with someone, you come to me. I'm very accessible because that's what I enjoy, connecting people. That's the purpose. What is the purpose of a Chamber of Commerce? People to connect, and if they need that little extra push, I make it happen.
Do you feel like the membership and the chamber is harder to run now than it is before?
No, it is not. It's become a little bit easier, even though it's a lot larger. Because at the beginning, remember one thing: when you start an organization as a young Hispanic woman, I was young at the time. Young Hispanic woman.
You're still young.
People, thank you so much.
You feel younger than me, to be honest.
I have the energy. Tengo la energía. But when you're starting, people don't take you seriously, right? It's always hard, especially if you're bubbly.
How was that the beginning? Because for me, the beginning was very difficult.
It's very hard because
I can imagine.
People don't take you seriously, and then they think, who is she? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And you're bubbly and you're happy, so people think you're not professional. It's just the way I am.
What was your first big break?
Eventually, even this personality is what people like, which is me. I can be corporate. I remember I used to do a show with WLRN, and my husband would say, Lily, esta no eres tú. You're so serious. Be yourself. And then he says, when you're yourself, that's how it is. But I wanted to be more corporate America, because I would think that would be better for me. But it wasn't. You have to be who you are. When you show the people who you are, that's what attracts people. They know that I'm going to make it happen for you.
No, you always do.
If I can make it happen, I can make it happen. And I get a kick out of that.
You have a great time doing it.
When I see people that don't want to participate, don't want to do anything, and I try to circumvent and go around, there's always someone in a large company that will want to be a part, because sometimes people don't say no. So I just push them aside and then forget about it, and then I go around. And then, lo and behold, they're members. But it's not you that made it happen. Someone else made it happen. But that's a way to do it.
What do you think was your first big break?
First big break.
Because our first years are hard, you know?
They're very hard. But you know what? I was always fortunate. They're very hard. Yes, very hard. But I was always fortunate that even in at the beginning, we had big events. What used to be Monty's in the beach. Imagine. So we would have even 200 people. So what really made the difference is social media. Because we always had a lot of people. We always had members. For whatever reason, it was a happy chamber. Even though everything has changed, there's so many new members. There's new faces. The board is different. But the energy's there. So we had a lot of people from day one. But then it started growing and growing and growing.
How many members do we have now?
We have like 1,600 members.
1,600 members.
And if you go to events, some events, I was telling Jazz before we started, I said, Jazz, the sustainability event. I always say, people don't come to the there's a lot of people that come. It's like 280 people. That's a committee. That's a committee lunch conference. And I was there. I said, oh my God, I wish this company were here, this other company. There are no banks here. Banks go to everything. They would have had a good opportunity, but they didn't pay attention. So I try to say that to everybody. Sometimes each event has its unique people that attend. Like now that we have the heart disease awareness, there's a lot of women. Hey, but there's a lot of people that own companies too that could be a potential client. There's hospitals. Then we do the artificial intelligence event in June. That's a big one. Last year, people, you could hear a pin drop. I was saying, I looked at, did they drop a bomb here? Everybody's dead or what's going on? You know, people are very loud in our Chamber of Commerce. Everybody was so quiet with your AI conference. I said, oh my God, this is the event. This is the event. So there's a lot of conferences that are so interesting. And if you have to go to all of them. And
so what inspires or what drives that event? Is that something that you do? Like what causes the AI, the heart one, like all the who thinks about that?
Well, I think
what's the need?
I see the topics. I understand what people want. So we evolve.
So that's you.
Yes, that's me looking for topics and things that people want to hear that are not the same, the same boring thing. So you need to do something different. Except for the signature events, of course, like for the Hispanic leadership, the Viva Miami, which is the Hispanic heritage. Oh, that event used to be, I used to bus people, but I lost that energy. The Viva Miami before COVID, it was at a convention center and it was 2 days. And I would even bring people that couldn't make it. I would get buses for the people from the community to come and take advantage of the free health screenings. And then the people with children to take advantage of. We had like a little petting zoo inside. I would do all of that. I don't do it anymore. But that was something nice too, because that's community. It's community.
I think it's crazy.
It's crazy.
You're blowing my mind.
No, but we don't do that anymore because now we do the Viva Miami, which is a little bit smaller with exhibitor table. You don't want to do that so much because after COVID, I said, okay, let's not do those huge, open to the public events. That's a lot of work.
So what do you think is the biggest benefit for someone to even enter a chamber, but specifically the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce?
What I say to people, if you really want to be involved and you want to be, you have to network. You'd be surprised the people that I see. Sometimes you assign people to tables, or there's a table that's already sponsored and you want to put 4 more people there because since we're so big, you can't have the individual ticket has to be seated. So we do tables of 12. So you bought a table of 8, we'll put 4 people that we think could be compatible with you. There's some companies that come and say, I don't want anybody on my table. And then you hear my staff saying, but don't you want to network? We already looked. That's the purpose that you're here. We already looked within all the individual tickets, people that could be potential clients. And then they say, oh, imagine, están perdida la gente. Oh, okay, leave them there then.
So what do you think they want? Why do you think they go there in the
They
first
go.
place?
Some people go for fun, but others go for business. But some that go for fun, you gotta even
I
help
go for
them.
both.
Claro, of course. Las dos cosas. That's how it's. That's
We have
the
so
best.
we have so much fun
So
on
much
Friday.
fun. That's the best of both worlds. Go for both. But then you know what? We were teaching them. Imagine we're teaching them. She said, "Oh, okay, leave them there." So we try to put people in tables.
You're trying to help people that don't even know.
They didn't even know they're being helped, and then she removed them. And then she said, "Oh, I didn't know. Oh no, don't leave them there." So we've been helping them with that.
It's so intentional.
Para que funcione, of course. That's what you want. You want to have fun, but you want to do business while you're having fun.
And that's the best. And that's
Porque
why
no
I
es
think
fun solo. It's both.
I think that's one of the things that we love your chamber, because there's not an event that we do with you that is not like it's like a Cuban Hispanic party
Exactly.
and networking and
And
really-
networking, exactly. And at the same time, you're able to do business, but relax. You don't want to be in a place where it's stuffy. Just listen there, calladito, hands down. No, you want to, right? You want to have a good time and then do business.
How do you think that the people have responded to everything that you're doing? Like, what's the feedback that you get from business owners, from women? Like, who's
Yeah.
like, what are the stories that
We
you're
get people
hearing?
from even other countries, from Latin America. We have people from Colombia, from Nicaragua, and everybody says, I hate to say this, I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, they're saying this to me. I don't want to offend any other organization or whatever, but this is the best chamber. I go to other ones because I have to, but I like this chamber more than any other. They say that. I say, really? Thank you. Why? So it's because Lily, it is what it is. They say that to me. And I think it's the people in general, right? The people in general make it happen. They're the important people, not me. But I guess the energy there, it just
I think it's
That's
also
perfect.
I think a lot has to do with the people that are always in that room are decision makers, people with a lot of influence, and most of the people are incredible people, fun to be around with. In some other organizations, that isn't the case. They might send somebody, and we always go. We're the owners of the company. A lot of people think that they should, send somebody, which is not bad to send, but go with them, because
Exactly.
that's why people go to these, chambers and are a part of these chambers, because they want to talk to the people that make the decisions. For that, don't do anything.
exactly, absolutely.
For that, if you feel like, oh, we got to just spend the month, the yearly, fee, just send us the fee, but don't go, because you almost water down the value of a lot of these chambers, because there's a lot of chambers in South Florida.
There's a lot everywhere. Everywhere in the U.S., there's a lot of chambers, and Hispanic chambers in the U.S. are tons.
Yeah.
Tons of chambers, yeah. But we're recognized as one of the top ones, and I know because I belong to the national one. And every time I go to their annual conference, people know me. And then one day, I don't know, I was telling Jazz that I'm at an event in D.C. and this gentleman comes. Business minute. I said, okay, hi. And he's someone from the New Jersey Hispanic Chamber. So he had seen me.
So what's the business minute?
The business minute with Liliam Lopez, I started this when the pandemic, because I can't be, you know me, yo soy like,
No.
so I said, oh my God.
I noticed.
¿Qué va a pasar? What's going to happen? Oh my God. At home. I have to communicate with the members. So then a friend of mine says, why don't you start doing something? A little message. So I started the message by myself. Then that message evolved into a virtual sort of like business minute with Lily Lopez. And then immediately after 2-3 months after the pandemic, I started doing it.
You love doing it?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah, because I had done TV for 10 years in WLRN. But that's when my husband would say, you look stiff. You don't look like yourself. Because I would be professional. Welcome to Panorama con Liliam Lopez.
That's completely different.
Yeah,
Really,
completely
who you are.
different. I have to talk the way I am. That's the way I am.
What's the future for the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce?
It's growing tremendously. I mean, it's big. Every day, I wish you'd see Maria Diaz-Kramer, our Director of Member Service. I see you sending letters. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for joining. Thank you. And she copies me. I say, oh my God, all these people. It's hard for me to keep up.
How many people are on your team?
A 7. We're good. Yeah. I mean, we could be more, but you know what? People get along. We work well together. You don't want to bring a disruptor. Sometimes every time someone comes in a company, it's different, right? There's a period of adjustment and all of that. So we're good.
So what's the future? What do you think that is there anything that like
And we have to talk about the foundation.
we're gonna talk about the foundation now. Or is there any like crazy ideas that you feel like, hey, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. It's something that has really been in your like heart, kind of cooking that you guys haven't done, or is there something that is coming up that maybe people aren't kind of expecting that you feel?
I don't know. Oh yes, but we have something coming up. We have a lunch coming up that I told you about. We get involved also in governmental things, and it's going to be a very nice one. And we have politicians and people coming. It's regarding. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, because it's complicated. It's a long, and it'll take the whole show. But it's new things that come up, like what you're saying. To your point, it's new things that come up that are interest for the businesses that affects them detrimentally. So that event is taking place soon on March 20th. It's a lunch and learn, and they're going to talk about.
We're going to invite people.
How it's affecting. It's going to affect you in your pocket. But we'll talk about it later.
You do a lot of things in I don't know, government, I guess. I feel like government and your chamber have so much in common and everything you do. Mm-hmm. Was it always kind of like an involvement from politicians and not only business, or how did that involvement kind of even happen?
I guess there were elected officials that would come, but now through the years, more come because they see more value. There's a lot of value. Like we have the mayor, we have members of Congress, we have state reps and state senators and the clerks of the court and the tax collector, the property appraiser. So it's every event they come and they show up because they see a value, because they're elected officials. They need to be out there. They do need to be out there to be reelected and also to share the concerns of the constituents. That's an opportunity that we provide to the members. Hey, if you come, you have access to all these elected officials that show up. You have a question, a concern, you come to one of the commissioners. So that's also called added value, right? Added value for the members.
You keep talking about the members and the members and the members and the members. Everything for you is like the members. Mm-hmm. Kind of how, for me, it's like the client, the client,
of
the
course,
client, the client.
You have to help them and open the doors for them.
How do you maintain such strong relationships with your members? Because I had asked Jazz, we went to lunch. I said, hey, I need your help to ask, Lily some questions. And, he has a great relationship with you. And one of them is, how do you maintain such strong relationships with so many people?
I don't remember all the names.
Other than that, it's exhausting.
I don't remember all the names. I'm a people person. I love people. Me encanta la gente. So I don't remember names, so I remember faces. That's important. Names, of course, only of the people that are very close to me.
Yeah.
And then there's so many people. But I know a face, and I sort of get that vibe. So then immediately we hug people. You hug everybody because you know who they are, but you don't remember the names. But I have that thing with people. I'm a people person. I can't be by myself. I love to be with people all the time and helping. I get the kick out of helping people. Ay, qué bueno, ayuda a esta persona. Oh, I open the doors for them. Oh, he's doing business with this person. Oh, this other lady's doing that. So that's
and you love it.
I love it. And when you love something, you're successful at it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
When you love something, you're successful. If you don't love it, you're not successful. Te estás sentadito y quietecito, no te mueves.
Because essentially, it's a nonprofit organization.
It's a nonprofit organization, yes, absolutely.
Would you consider it very selfless? Because you're running a business.
It's really like a business, exactly. It is a business, but it's nonprofit.
Made to help people and to connect people.
Made to help people and connect people, and the foundation.
Okay, let's talk about the foundation.
Foundation.
So what does the foundation do, and what's it called? What's the name
It's
first?
called the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Foundation.
Okay.
So what happens? After the organization was founded, like 2 years later, I said, we need to help. We need to do something to help. Let's start a foundation, an education foundation. So after that, immediately, like in 1998 or 97, I was already granting scholarships to financially disadvantaged Hispanic students. So through the years, eso no es difícil. La gente dice, ¿cómo tú haces las cosas? Por el principio, because people think it's so big. No es tan difícil. You have a project, you put it in place, you start it, you va avanzando, va creciendo, right? Starts growing. So I said, let's start giving scholarships. Back in the day, $500 each, then $1,000 each, then through the years, $2,000 each, $2,500 each, and sometimes $5,000 each. And there was a point where we gave $10,000 each.
Wow.
I need to promote the foundation more because sometimes it's a lot of work. So with the chamber, I don't have time for that. We have a board and what have you, but still, the program that we started must have been like in 2009. This gentleman from Southwest Airlines, Community Relations, he's a pilot now, So he comes to me, he said, Lily, so they worked with us. Why don't we start a new program? Because he came to an event where we were giving the scholarships, the checks, and whatever, which the checks we really give to the schools, to college. But we do, like a nice big
check to
check
show.
bonito to show. So he said, have you thought about doing something else? I said, like what? He said, something where we take students on a paid trip. I said, I would love that. And he said, you know what? Southwest would be the airline sponsor. You get some sponsors to pay for the hotel, And we connect with the different companies in the different states. And what an experience it is. And then we started that. And I've taken students to Seattle, to Microsoft. Oficina Microsoft, in the big conference room with the top people, executives. Taken students to Boeing, to the factory, because Southwest, right? Every factory. Bajo los aviones, we're under the airplanes and all of that. Not the museum. Taking students to Facebook in San Francisco. I've taken students to Atlanta, to Coca-Cola. I've taken students to New York, to Macy's, because to talk about the parade and all that they do for Christmas. I've taken students to San Antonio, Texas. I've taken students to several times. To Washington, D.C., like 4 times. I've taken students to the White House. Taken students to the Capitol. Even New Orleans. Dale. I'm talking, it's a lot of work. Years in Philadelphia, to the headquarters of Comcast. And I always ask, bring me someone who's a Hispanic or maybe African American, a member of minority, so that these students see that there's people in top positions, because these are financially disadvantaged kids. They're in a paid lunch program. I told the teacher, they have to be, and they have to show that they're a paid lunch program. You're going to take someone who's not needy on a trip. And then I remember taking a student one time. He won 2 times because he's so smart. And then we were in San Antonio, and then they asked him, we had like a big workshop with professors of a university. They hosted a lunch talking about career opportunities. And how many of you have traveled, this and that? And then this young kid goes, I said, I only travel with Liliam.
Wow.
He never traveled before. Isn't that beautiful?
How does it make you feel?
It's hard.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, and I wish more people would do it, and I want to do it more. The thing is that it's time consuming for me now more than before.
So what do you need for that to even grow more?
To grow, well, I need more people to donate to the foundation. And the thing is that the foundation, unfortunately, is not that recognized and that seen, because since we always, only the chamber, because the Chamber of Commerce is for businesses. So we always have to ask people for contributions and, so that we could pay for the lunch and the hotel and the transportation of the kids.
How much money in scholarships have you given over the years?
Close to 1.4 million.
In scholarships.
In scholarship. And that's without really working it that hard, because the chamber occupies all my time. Imagine if that were worked hard, and if we had a lot of people knowing about it, we could do so much. Wow. We could do so much, yeah.
Do you feel like you might shift a little bit more towards the foundation? Because you've been talking to me about foundation before we even started.
Because it's important, because I want people to know it's important. The more money you get and contributions, the more kids you can help.
So how can people donate to the foundation?
We had, and sometimes, please, yes, we have they could go to the website, sflhcc.com, and then there's a page that says the foundation.
Okay.
But I forgot what I was saying. Hablo mucho. What was I talking about?
I don't know. Maybe
about the foundation.
Maybe it's the Merlot.
He got me Merlot. Who goes to a podcast with Merlot? He knows I like Merlot. When I would travel to Argentina, I love Merlot. When I went to Buenos Aires and to Bariloche, it's beautiful. So I tried Merlot. They would give me Merlot. I said, this is a good wine.
No, I'm not really a Merlot type of person.
But now you like it, because you're with Merlot with Liliam Lopez.
Listen, I think, honestly, I could be drinking anything that tastes better here with you. So.
Ay, qué lindo, thank you. But I forgot what I was saying. I talk a lot. Remember, no puedo ni hablar.
All right, perfect. While you think about it, what do you think that the chamber is geared towards? Like the actual chamber, is it geared towards a certain type of industry? I know obviously Hispanics, but if somebody's kind of like looking to maybe develop their business, and because sometimes it's kind of like intimidating to go into these type of events, because it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. So is there any type of people that maybe you would want there, or something that maybe it's geared towards? Do you have any recommendations to somebody that's not a member?
Maybe I don't see a lot of engineers coming to the chamber. I don't see that. Or no architects. I see everything. Business owners, you see entrepreneurs, like bankers, you see people like you in construction, women-owned businesses, a lot of that. But I don't see a lot of engineers and architects. I guess because they're drawing and they're doing their
they're
thing.
busy.
And I'm busy. No podido. Yeah, that's the only ones that I don't see that much. Other than that, we see everything, right? We do see everything. Every type of industry, we do see it.
All right, so back to the foundation.
Yes.
So the foundation is focused on education?
On education. It's an
Okay.
educational foundation, yes.
Amazing.
Helping minority students, African Americans and Hispanics. Focus more on Hispanics but I've taken, we've helped African Americans as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's worth it. Oh, and also, yes, this is important. There's students, and that's what makes you want to do more. There's students that I even hired after they did paid internship with me, and there's students that they are in such high positions now. And you know how proud you feel when you saw the student, this kid was 18, 19, lo veía ahí medio, like,
Yeah,
that you see that.
because
like,
you've been in it, for
a
a
long
few
time
years.
to see. Exactly. So I have this young man that I love him so much. He's like family. He's like 40. And I remember that he started with me, and he was a paid intern, and then I hired him, and then he was like the president of, was it Rado Watches? Imagine. So at the last gala, we did a video with a few of them that I kept in contact with, who have really like top positions.
I think it's crazy.
And that's amazing. It's amazing. Cuando tú lo ves hablando, digo, I can't believe this. And some of them, yo los regañaba. Óyeme. Y así, tú tienes que ponerte, no.
Ponte las pilas.
Pero ponte las pilas, ¿qué es esto que está pasando? And then you see them, oh, wow. Tremendo puesto. They're really up there, and I'm so happy and so proud.
I think it's crazy because it all started because your mom.
Así.
Crazy,
It's
huh?
crazy, right?
And she was kind of like
Destiny.
disappointed.
Disappointed. Oh, my God, my
I can't
daughter.
believe you're,
in this little organization.
I wish you can see everything that you've done right
That's
now.
how interesting life is. And I think it's just the plan. It's God's plan, what's meant to be, right? El destino. We're sent with we're born for something, right? And you have to take advantage of it too.
Yeah, of course.
You have to work it, because if
We're
not,
gonna-
you could be born for something, and if you don't work and you want to do anything and you're
Yeah,
lazy,
you're not gonna get to anything.
You're not gonna do anything. But, yeah.
I want to talk about the future of because it's still blown that you started the South Florida.
Oh, you
Hispanic
didn't
Chamber.
know, ¿verdad?
No, I didn't know. Because it's almost like somebody talking to me with John Bell Construction, 25 years from now, but it comes to a point where the baton might have to be handed down soon. We're gonna talk about that.
Oh, yeah, of course,
And you might
yeah.
cry the day you pass the baton.
No, you know what? I always say it's fine. Whenever it is, it's fine, because you know what? I'm very proud and happy of what it's been. But what I don't like is some people say, when are you going to retire? Ven acá, yo digo a la gente, tú le dices a un hombre, when is he going to retire? Pues hay muchos viejos en gobierno, políticos, right?
Yeah, they're
En
never
compañía,
gonna say that.
Presidente, y nadie le dice al hombre, ¿cuándo usted se va a retirar? A las mujeres siempre women. And what's going to happen when you retire? Do you say that to a man? No. Entonces no me lo digas a mí. You like that?
I like that.
But isn't it true?
It's very true.
Políticos viejos, gente mayor. Nadie le dice cómo se retira y usted porque sigue aspirando.
Because if you
Why you
can't-
still running? Ves una mujer, oye, ¿y qué
That's why
viene
you have to.
después?
That's why you have to continue to just
Yes.
push more.
Of course.
That's why I feel like you've made the push at the beginning, maybe for Hispanics, but now you've kind
For
of
everybody. For
now
everybody.
now more than ever, I almost feel like it's for women.
For women.
And even
yeah.
on Friday when we went there was a lot of women, but there was still more males.
But
than
wait, but
female.
you haven't been, we haven't talked about the Hispanic Women's Society Network. I founded that like 14 years ago. Within the chamber, I said, we need more women. No por nada, but you need more women. But I said, what do women like? I'm a marketer.
Purses.
Women like los
makeup.
hats, los vestidos. I said, let's start the Hispanic Women's Society Network, and they're going to be in charge of 4 events. The heart disease, to wear red with a hat. The green, event sustainability. The breast cancer, pink. And the women empowerment event. That has a different color every year. So it's color-coded, and then the men wear the tie. And that made such a big difference with the participation of women. The Hispanic Women's Society Network. That's like the biggest committee we have.
Wow.
Because we needed women. Usually, if you go to chambers of commerce, there's more men than women. And a lot of organizations. So I said, it's important. And men like it when there's women too. ¿Verdad?
Yeah, we don't
Los
want to
hombres
start.
quieren matar hombre con hombre. Que vengan mujeres también. So that's what it is. There's a lot of women. If you come to the next event, the one in February, the Heart Disease Awareness Conference lunch, it's fun. It doesn't matter. They talk about heart, but we take care of our hearts. We listen, pay attention, have a good time, we network. But there's a lot of women there. This will be a fashion show too. We do a fashion show.
Well, listen, you're a chef and show every day. All right, rapid fire. Ready? We're gonna ask you a couple questions.
Vamos.
Listen, this is rapid fire. I don't understand why everybody, when they answer these questions, they take like a minute per question. It's supposed to be a minute for all the questions.
Vamos,
A ver si puede.
A ver si puedo ser fast.
Yeah. What's your favorite time of the day?
Oh, like 12 noon, por ahí 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Que I slept. If it's a Saturday, I slept till 11. 12 noon, yeah. I'm ready to get dressed and go out. I'm thinking about the weekend.
Oh, the weekend.
The weekend. And if it's a weekday, I don't know. I like all day. I like all hours.
Fav-
Except the morning.
You hate the
Nothing
morning.
7, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. I don't like it.
Well, that's
after
what,
10.
We're gonna talk about that because all your events are at night. So, what's your favorite Miami venue at night?
Oh, at night. Oh.
Like, I'm looking to do a venue for the John Bell Foundation. Where do you think we should do it?
Well, we do the events at the Bilmo, but if you're looking for a cool place, oh my God, gotta think. A nice place maybe in the Gables or in Brickell City Center. Brickell's very in. Yo no estoy de mucho.
Remember, I told you this was rapid fire.
Es rapid fire, yo no. Yo
Would you
soy
rather be somebody drive you or chauffeured?
chauffeured?
I figured. I told you she was gonna say chauffeured. What's your biggest 2025 goal?
Grow the chamber more. Grow it more.
Your
Más
favorite,
todavía huge.
what's your favorite place to shop?
Saks and Neiman Marcus. Good taste.
Get some gift cards here for the next event. What's
Yes.
your hobby? Do you have any hobbies other than working?
Networking.
Other than networking?
Other than networking. I play the piano, pero
Oh, that's right. You play the
I
piano.
played the piano. I studied 8 years. Yeah, I graduated. Oh, tengo título.
I wish we had a piano here.
Yeah, tocate un poquito piano. I played it when I was in Italy a couple years ago. They had a baby grand in the airport. Y dije, voy a tocar un paso doble. And then people were there. They clapped. Un paso doble.
We gotta get
Es
B-roll for
español.
playing the. Can you send us
Ay, yo
B-roll?
te lo mando, te
Can you
mando.
send us
I'll send
B-roll?
it.
What do you love most about your job?
The people. I'm a people person. I love being with people all the time. I don't imagine people like that stay in their home or they're just in the desk. I just like to be around people and helping people. I guess I got that from my father.
Really?
My father was a businessman, so he loved people. Everybody knew him. They loved him. So I guess that's what it is. Me encanta estar con gente a todas horas.
Well,
And learn about their lives, about the lives, their jobs, what they like most. I'm very curious all the time. Curiosa.
well, on episode 6, that's like 30 y pico back. Angel Saki talks about the most important thing in life is to be curious. As long as you're curious, you can get anywhere in life.
I'm curious todo tiempo. Why? I'm always asking why, porque esto voy a... That's me.
Well, listen, I think it's really important for you to be on this podcast. Obviously, we want to know about the chamber. I can't even believe that you started the chamber. You blew my mind. But the biggest reason is because we really want to thank you. You know, you are a champion for Hispanics, champion for women, champion for health, champion for education. There's so much that Lily Lopez does in this community.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't think that there's enough people that know about it. It's not easy to run a business. It's not easy to run a foundation. It's not easy to run a committee. You know, you have an event almost every single day. We've been trying to schedule this podcast for months.
I remember you were surprised. It was like October. I was coming from Kansas City. And I said, okay, I can go in January. And you respond, in January.
It's January. Listen, we're talking February.
Estamos February, I know. Wow. And I wanted to. Y por poco hoy no vengo porque dije, I'm not dressed appropriately. Because I forgot about...
Listen, I was at Latin America today. When you text me, I told Jazz, I said, listen, if she cancels on me,
No.
I'm going to be so pissed.
No, thank you. Guys, I'm not really dressed appropriately because I left my house and I forgot. I don't like to look at my agenda sometimes that much because if I look at it, it's overwhelming. Sometimes I say, okay. And then I said, okay, I was here. I'm not going to go back and change.
How was it with the team here before?
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Your
they-
people here are great.
did they make you coffee or
Fabulous.
no?
Ay, claro, por favor.
I was
Absolutely. I felt at home.
How was the coffee? Was it good?
Cuidado, no me digas eso que vengo mucho por aquí.
Oh,
I'll be visiting. Vengo a visitar.
Well, listen, you're an inspiration for a lot of people, to be honest with you. I can relate to you a lot, to be honest with you. We started John Bell Foundation from nothing. The days
Wow.
at the beginning were much more difficult than the days that they are now, although the days that we are in now are very difficult. But it's different. It's a very different type of very different type of difficult. So I'm glad that you kind of like got through that stage because I feel that the chamber is like on a rocket ship, you know.
I think so.
And just on Friday, we had what was it? It was called Under the Stars, no? 1,000 Stars. What was that?
1,001 lights.
1,001 lights.
The gala, wasn't it great?
Amazing.
It
Like
was
it was,
nice.
if like the energy was perfect, the vibe, like
It was.
it's like nobody wanted to leave. And it was
Abita playing and singing. It was great.
it was a great time.
Yeah, and people are, that's the important thing. People, you know, a friend of mine once told me, Lily, si hay alguien majadero, no te preocupes porque la cámara tiene tan buenas, es tan positivo, las vibraciones, la gente, es un ambiente tan bueno que el que no sirva se va solito. Meaning, right, in English, you say, yeah, the people in reality, if someone that comes that's not really a nice person or doesn't mean well, don't worry about it because everybody's so good that that person will leave, right? Because sometimes there's someone that's a complainer or sometimes really mean.
Yeah, but
Once in a moon, eso no es a menudo.
that's the
but
wrong
just-
chamber for that.
That's the wrong chamber because everybody's so nice. So that
Everybody
person,
there wants to have a good time and grow their business,
Grow their
grow their everything.
it's like a family. It's like a family. It's like a family. And I want to thank, because I've had so many chairmen of the board that have been so good and board of directors. And we're going to have a chairwoman eventually. And now we have Jose Perez de Cocho, who's my friend for like 20 years.
Well, now's the time to thank everybody if you want to thank
exactly. No. And Roland Sancho Medina, who now wasn't able to come to the gala because he's now the president of the Florida Bar, but he served for 3 years. Amazing. Felipe Basulto, the president of TD Bank, who's a chair also. When we have Michelle Febres coming up later after Jose Perez de Cocho, so it'll be our first woman. Because we remember that women were not that involved in chambers of commerce before.
Yeah.
Now they are.
So talk to me about your awards, because this year we
You-
won
yes.
medium-sized business champion, John Mall Construction Sunshine Awards. Talk to us about
the Sunshine Awards.
Is this once a year?
Once a year, and that's the name, and it's a beautiful event.
Oye, tu pesa.
Y sí, we give good stuff. Damos cosas buenas, ¿verdad? No damos a plexiglass, un cristal bueno. Sunshine Awards, I came up with the name because I said sunshine is the businesses that shine like a ray of sun.
We really appreciate the award, and hopefully we
Very well
continue
deserved. Of course, yes. We want to have you involved very much.
No, we want to
Más
be.
todavía.
So how can somebody that's never been involved be involved in the chamber?
Oh, they just have to call us or visit our website, which is sflhcc.com. SFL, the L is necessary, it's for Florida, sflhcc.com, or call us at 305-534-1903 and speak to Maria. She'll take care of you.
And if not, you can talk to Lily.
Yes.
People like Lily are champions like you. Everybody plays a role in this community, be it the chamber or wherever you're at. But there's a lot of people that are pushing for Hispanics, pushing for business, pushing for economic growth. And we're all on like the same page and the same road. And you see that like at the gala this weekend. It was amazing where everybody's in the same direction, the same goal, and everybody is working together ultimately for their own good and serving and helping people as much as they can. So
That's
we appreciate you being on the podcast and taking time of your busy day.
And I forgot to talk about also other charitable work. The toys for financially disadvantaged children. Centro Mate, 1,000 toys every year we give. If we
No rush. Listen, we have plenty of wine, and you have wine there.
But and that'll be at the next podcast. We'll talk about other things, other projects that we have.
We may not, with your busy schedule, we might not have it. So
we'll do more. We could do more.
You sure?
We could do more for the kids. The kids need our help too.
Well, listen, we want you guys to be plugged in somehow. Go to the next event. You can call Maria at the number she said, and be involved.
And visit the website, and that's it.
Well, we really appreciate it. Your mom and your dad would be so proud, honestly. And,
Thank you.
And on behalf of my parents and my grandparents and everybody in the Hispanic community,
Ay, los abuelitos, qué lindo.
Thank you. You play a massive role in making sure that their legacy is continued, and I don't think you realize how big it is. So.
I guess not. Gracias.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Cheers to Marlon.